Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into an incredibly inspiring story out of Surat, Gujarat. We're looking at a 2-decade-long legacy of true grassroots medical service. It's a journey filled with a really bold vision, some heartbreaking loss, and just this unwavering resolve to help the most vulnerable folks in our communities. If you've ever wondered how a tiny local initiative can blossom into a literal life-saving institution, well, you are definitely in the right place. So let's just get right into it.
At the absolute heart of the Shree Manav Sahay Seva Trust is one guiding motto: Manav Seva, Age Madhav Seva. Translated, that means service to humanity is service to God. And honestly, that's not just a catchy slogan for them. It's their spiritual anchor. From day one, every single initiative they've launched, every expansion, and literally every life they've saved traces right back to this one profound belief.
The driving force who brought that motto to life was the founder, the late Shree Balvantre B. Shukla. Picture this. He retires as an insurance officer, right? But instead of kicking back and taking it easy, he decides to dedicate the rest of his life to helping poor students and patients. So on May 1st, 2003, he officially registers the trust. Working alongside some incredibly generous friends, he started out by paying school fees for kids on the verge of dropping out due to poverty and organizing medical and disaster relief. He really just built this foundation of pure, unadulterated empathy.
Okay. To really grasp the specific medical battle the Trust is fighting today, we need to talk about the stark reality of chronic kidney disease, or CKD. The Trust saw firsthand that for a marginalized family, a kidney disease diagnosis isn't just a tough physical blow, it's absolute financial devastation. I mean, think about it. When a patient requires dialysis 3 times a week just to stay alive, those costs are simply impossible for a poor family to shoulder. And what makes chronic kidney disease so insidious is how silently it creeps up on you. According to Mayo Clinic data, CKD progresses through 5 distinct stages. Doctors track this using what's called your eGFR. You can think of it kind of like the horsepower of your kidney's filtration system. It measures how much blood your kidneys are filtering every minute. In stage 1, you're at 90 or above. You feel totally fine. But as it advances through stages 2, 3, and 4, that function just steadily drops. The scary part? The early stages almost never show symptoms, so a lot of patients have absolutely no clue they're sick until they hit stage 5, where that eGFR plummets below 15. And that is end-stage kidney failure.
By the time someone reaches that advanced stage, toxins and fluids are just building up in their body. It causes severe nausea, overwhelming fatigue, uncontrollable high blood pressure, and even shortness of breath because fluid is literally filling their lungs. At this point, it's a fatal condition, unless the patient can get a kidney transplant or they start constant life-sustaining dialysis. Seeing this desperate need in their community, the Trust stepped up in a massive way. They launched the Sankar Dialysis Center on November 5th, 2020. It was inaugurated by MLA Shree Purnesh Modi and the founder himself. Now, keep in mind the date, late 2020. We were right in the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic. When the rest of the world was practically shutting down, they were boldly opening their doors, braving those heavy infection risks just to make sure kidney patients didn't die from a lack of treatment.
But tragically, that level of selfless dedication came at the ultimate cost. In April 2021, right during that devastating second wave of COVID, their visionary founder, Balvantre Shukla, caught the virus and passed away. It was an incredibly heartbreaking moment. Honestly, it could have easily spelled the end for this whole initiative. Suddenly, the guiding light of the Trust was just gone.
So what happened next is really the turning point of this entire story. Rather than letting his father's mission fade away, his son, Shree Rakesh Shukla, stepped up. Slowly emerging from his own grief, he and the other dedicated trustees took the helm. They made this ironclad collective resolve. Not only were they going to honor Balvantre's legacy, they were going to vastly expand it. They decided right then and there that no patient in Surat should ever be turned away. Fast forward to today. Under Shree Rakesh Shukla's leadership, the center operates under the PMJAY, that's the Ayushman Bharat scheme. This is a total game changer because it completely removes the financial burden for poor patients. We're talking state-of-the-art dialysis, 100% free of charge. Plus, the Trust makes sure patients get government-provided travel allowances so they can actually afford the commute to the clinic, along with nutritional snacks to help them recover after those really grueling treatments.
Now let's look ahead to their future vision. The demand for these life-saving services in Surat is just skyrocketing, largely due to rising rates of diabetes, blood pressure issues, and pollution. To even make a dent in this overwhelming need, the Trust knows they have to expand. Right now, they're urgently seeking a massive 2,000 square meter facility to house a brand new, centralized medical project.
Under the roof of this expansive new center, they want to build a complete ecosystem of care for marginalized communities. Step 1 is a vastly expanded dialysis center, complete with its own dedicated ICU for emergencies. Step 2 brings in a general OPD and an advanced physiotherapy center for rehabilitation. And Step 3 will add a full diagnostic pathology lab, plus a pharmacy that dispenses medicines at highly subsidized relief rates. The whole shebang right there in one building.
But, as you can probably guess, transforming a vision this huge into reality takes serious capital. To secure the land, buy the high-tech medical equipment, and set up a maintenance fund that guarantees these services stay free or highly subsidized forever, well, the trust estimates they need a corpus fund of 5 crore rupees.
The good news? They're already on their way. Thanks to some truly incredible donors like the Lions Club of Baikula, Mumbai, whose chairman, Captain Percy Master, donated new machines, and a very generous senior Parsi surgeon from Surat who contributed 50 lakhs, the current fund sits at 50 lakhs. But, to state the obvious, there is still a massive 4.5 crore rupee gap remaining to get this mega project off the ground. And that brings us to a really direct and urgent appeal. If you're a philanthropist, maybe a corporate CSR director, or honestly just someone who wants to make a tangible difference in the world, they desperately need your help to bridge this gap. You can step in by donating land or a building, funding specific dialysis machines, partnering up through your company's CSR initiatives, or just making a direct financial contribution to their corpus fund. And the best part? Every single rupee goes directly toward patient care. You know what I absolutely love about this trust? It's their total commitment to 100% transparency. They aren't just blindly asking for money. They actively invite potential donors to come visit the Sakhar Dialysis Center in Adajan, Surat. They actually want you to verify their incredible work, meet the patients, and see the day-to-day operations with your own 2 eyes before you ever even think about opening your wallet. You can reach out to them directly at manavsahaitrust@gmail.com to set up a visit. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this one final thought. For a family watching someone they love battle kidney failure, a donation is so much more than a tax write-off or just a number on a spreadsheet. It is literally the gift of time, the gift of breath, the gift of life. Remember their motto, service to humanity truly is service to God. So the question is, will your contribution be the one that extends a lifeline to someone who desperately needs it? Thanks so much for watching, and I highly, highly encourage you to reach out and support the Shree Manav Sahay Seva Trust.
Service means loving God by serving others. Serving others is one of the simplest ways to honor the Almighty God. Will you extend a lifeline to someone in need by supporting Shree Manav Sahay Seva Trust in its expansion plan for service to humanity?